Good morning. My name is Abdul Hakim bin Abdul Rahman, student ID 62215224111. Today, I will present the role of effective import-export management strategies for global trade success. In today's globalized economy, business cannot grow by staying only in the local markets. To expand, they must trade across border, but international trade is actually complex. It involves moving goods across long distance, following different national law, managing financial risks, and adapting unexpected disruption. Effective import-export management brings all these elements together into one coordinated system. When done well, it reduces costs, improves delivery speed, ensures legal compliance, and protect profitability. This presentation will explain four essential pillars, which is logistic compliance, risk management, and finance, with real examples from Apple, Tesla, and Samsung. Okay, the next slide is introduction. Import-export management means planning, organizing, coordinating, and controlling the movement of goods and services across international borders. It is not only about shipping products from one country to another. It is about creating a value through efficiency, legal safety, and resilience. Companies that master this discipline gain better market access, lower operational costs, and stronger competitive positioning. However, global trade also brings significant challenges: different legal systems, currency, volatility, supply chain fragility, and geopolitical uncertainty. The central idea of this presentation is that sustainable success in global trade requires a systemic approach where logistic compliance, risk, and finance do not work in isolation, but function together as one adaptive, responsive systems. This integrated view helps businesses not only survive international complexity but turn into a strategic advantage. Next slide, which is the logistic and transportation. Logistic ensures that goods move from supplier to customer is actually on time, intact, and at optimal cost. This is the backbone of import-export operations. Transport choice include the sea freight, the air freight, rail, and road. The best choice depends on product type, urgency, distance, and budget. For example, Apple. Apple's source components is from Taiwan, Japan, and South Korea. Assembles products in China and distribute globally. For new iPhone launch, Apple used the air freight to meet urgent global demand. For routine restock, it used a sea freight to control costs. This dual mode strategy shows on how logistics can balance speed and expenses. The next example which is Tesla. Tesla built a gigafactories in United States, China, and Germany. By producing vehicles closer to end markets, Tesla shortened delivery routes, reduced shipping costs, and lower exposure to port congestion or geopolitical disruptions. This localization strategy also increased the responsiveness to regional demand changes. Modern warehousing further support logistics. Today, warehouses use a barcode system, artificial intelligence, robotics, and real-time inventory tracking. These technologies improve accuracy, reduce handling time, and ensure products are stored and dispatched in optimal condition. The key insight, which is logistics is not just a cost center. When strategically managed, it becomes a powerful tool for customer satisfaction, operational agility, and competitive differentiation. Okay, the slide 4, which is trade regulations and compliance. Every country has its own custom laws, tariff, product standards, and documentation requirements. Understanding and following these rules is essential for smooth cross-border trade. Non-compliance can lead to fines, cease shipments, custom delays, or reputational damage. Therefore, accurate documentation, such as bill of lading, certificates of origin, and export permit, is non-negotiable. Samsung, for example, Samsung maintains an internal compliance monitoring system to ensure every export meets international legal standards. This proactive approach minimizes legal risks and supports long-term business relationships worldwide. Tariff and trade barriers are also shape strategy. Tariffs are taxes on import goods. They can raise product price and reduce competitiveness during recent US-China trade tensions. Many multinational firms face higher production costs, so Apple responded by shifting parts of its manufacturing to India and Vietnam. This was not only a cost decision, it was a strategic adaptation to evolve trade policy, helping Apple to protect market access and reduce tariff exposure. In Incoterms are another critical elements established by the International Chamber of Commerce Incoterms such as FOB, CIF, EXW, clearly define when risk and cost transfer between buyer and seller using precise Incoterms reduce contractual ambiguity and prevent disputes. Regional trade agreements like RCEP and USMCA offer further opportunities. Business that actively monitor and use these agreements can benefit from reduced import duties and faster market entry. So compliance is not bureaucracy, it is the foundation for legal security, operational continuity, and sustainable market access. So the next slide, which is the risk management. Global trade operates in an uncertainty environment. Risks include supply chain disruptions, political instability, currency fluctuation, and transportation delays, and natural disasters. Effective risk management helps businesses anticipate hazards, limit potential losses, and maintain operational stability. Supply chain disruption example, the global semiconductor shortage during the pandemic halted automotive production worldwide. Tesla responded by increasing vertical integration, producing more components in-house and redesigning parts to use available chips. This turned a constraint into an innovation opportunity and reduced reliance on external suppliers. Apple diversification strategy. Apple does not rely on a single supplier or country. Instead, it sources the same component from multiple regions. If a disruption occurs in one location due to natural disaster, political issue, or trade restriction, production can continue elsewhere. This diversification builds flexibility, resilience, and foreign exchange risk is another major concern. When distraction occurs in multiple currencies, sudden exchange rate shift can erase profit margins. Companies counter this through hedging instruments such as forward contracts or currency swaps that lock in favorable rates and reduce financially uncertainty. Insurance also plays a vital role. For marine cargo, insurance protects goods against loss, damage, or theft during international transit. Given a long distance and multiple transport modes involved, this coverage safeguards and the financial value of shipments. Political risk assessment is equally important. Change in government policy, sanctions, or geopolitical tensions can disrupt trade. Businesses that monitor global developments and prepare contingency plans are better positioned to respond quickly and maintain continuity. For the next slide, which is the financial aspect. International transactions involve complex financial flow, payment methods, import duties, and shipping fee taxes, and currency conversion. Managing these elements carefully is essential for profitability. So the first one, which is the LC, letter of credit, a widely used and secure payment method a bank issues. A bank issues the LC guaranteeing payment to the exporter once contractual documents are presented. This reduces risk for both parties. The exporter is assured for payment. The importer is assured that good meets agreed specifications. Open account tradings. Goods are delivered first, payment follows later. This offers flexibility and supports strong buyer-seller relationships. but increased financial risk for exporter. Therefore, through credit assessment of customer is essential before using this method. Currency management is critical. Companies engaged in high volume international trade face significant exposure to exchange rate fluctuations. Apple and Samsung use advanced treasury systems and hedging strategies to monitor currency exposure and stabilize financial results across markets. Cost control also drive profitability. Import duties and custom clearance fee, warehousing expenses and transportation costs must be actively managed. Strategies such as regional manufacturing, producing closer to target markets, can lower import duties and shipping expenses while improving delivery speed. Digital finance tools are transforming international trade. Blockchain documentation, automated payment platforms, and electronic invoicing reduce paperwork, speed up transactions, and lower fraud risk. This technology increases transparency and efficiency in cross-border financial operations. Okay, the next slide is case study and key takeaways. Let us synthesize the insights with real-world results. Apple maintained on-time product launches during global shipping volatility by combining air or sea transport flexibility with multi-region sourcing. Tesla reduced tariff exposure and delivery times through geographic production localization, building gigafactories near key markets. Both companies stabilized profit margins, designed foreign exchange fluctuations via proactive financial hedging. 4 actionable takeaways for import-export managers. The first one, which is the flexibility in logistics and sourcing, builds resilience against disruptions. The second one, which is proactive compliance, prevents costly delays, legal exposure, and reputation harms. The third one, which is financial hedging, secure payment terms, and protect cash flow and profitability. The fourth one, which is continuous adaptation to trade policy and market changes, sustain long-term competitiveness. These are not theoretical ideals. They are practice evidence-based strategies that deliver measurable business results. So for the last slide, which is the conclusion. In conclusion, effective import-export management is an integrated system, not a collection of isolated tasks. Logistics enables reliable, cost-efficiency delivery. Compliance ensures legal operations and market access. Risk management builds resilience against uncertainty. Financial planning secures profitability and sustainable growth. As demonstrated by Apple, Tesla, and Samsung, success in global trade belongs to organizations that think systemically, adapt proactively, and execute with precision. For business aiming to thrive internationally, mastering these 4 pillars is not optional, it is essential. That's all from me, and thank you.